Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, April 19th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 569 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. COVID-19, how India failed to prevent a deadly second wave. Kenya COVID rules leave thousands stranded in traffic. Trump's NSA General Counsel Michael Ellis resigns, never having taken office. Chilling, Minnesota governor denounces alleged police violence against media. Marjorie Taylor Greene says she'll introduce a resolution to expel Rep. Maxine Waters for her continual incitement of violence. I'm a Christian woman of God, Texas school board candidate cited after refusing mask. Police, 7-year-old girl killed outside McDonald's in Chicago. Couple, man has tossed used cups in their yard for 3 years. Pig's head left at former home of Chauvin defense witness. Kinzinger says fellow Republicans who join America First caucus should lose committees. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Luke Bryan wins top ACM award, but female acts own the night, NBC News. Massive blaze destroys historic windmill in Cape Town, CNN. Super League clubs start legal action in threat to UEFA, FIFA on breakaway plan, ESPN. In the race between COVID-19 vaccines and the virus, hesitancy gives dangerous variants a leg up, expert says, CNN. Tom Brady seen walking, gives update on surgically repaired knee, Yahoo Sports. Bitcoin, BTC USD, cryptocurrency price mania tested by Coinbase, falling prices, Bloomberg. Chris Evans responds to Lizzo's drunk DM and her reaction is perfect, online. ABN AMRO to settle money laundering probe for $574 million, Yahoo Finance. Tripcom has recovered 100% from the pandemic, CEO, Yahoo Finance. Austin shooting, former APD detective on search for fugitive with law enforcement experience, KZan.com. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Jailed Kremlin critic transferred to hospital. John Oliver exposes how people in debt keep getting screwed, and how to fix it. Matthew McConaughey trounces Greg Abbott in poll for Texas governor. First ever wild wolf collar camera shows what they really do all day long. Pat Sajak's epic brain fart almost spoiled Wheel of Fortune bonus round. The oldest living American has died. 2 killed in fiery crash when driverless Tesla hits tree in Texas. Texas Republican panned for disgraceful pro-gun tweet about Austin shooting. GOP White House hopefuls make moves as Trump mulls run. Top 10, GOP senators say they're working on $800 billion infrastructure compromise. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Dog honored for saving man from health emergency. Man with semi-automatic rifle stopped in subway. Citywide cleanup event targets 35 parks. Teen struck by car during roller skating stunt. Fiery Tesla crash took 4 hours to extinguish. Animal shelter mix-up leaves cat with half an ear. Unlikely friendship, 5-year-old girl, UPS driver share special bond. Event raises awareness for prescription pill abuse. Deputy fired after drinking, crashing patrol car. 23-year-old firefighter in coma due to COVID-19. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. NASA Mars helicopter's flight, live stream, date and time. Minneapolis braces for verdict over George Floyd's death. Got a confidential news tip? Visit at home. All U.S. adults eligible for vaccine, meeting a Biden goal. A difficult diplomatic triangle. Austin, Texas, shooting leaves 3 dead. Feeling blah during the pandemic? It's called languishing. How the Johnson & Johnson vaccine pause affects New York. Progressive lawmakers to unveil legislation on energy and public housing. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Hawley to introduce bill to bust up big tech, targeting companies like Google and Amazon. Senator Roy Blunt, don't pack Supreme Court, here's the truth behind Democrats' radical push for reform. Jailed Kremlin critic Navalny to be moved to a hospital. Florida woman thinks she saw a small dinosaur running through yard, social media debates. Liz Peek, Biden's weak poll numbers, here's why many Americans unhappy with president, radical policies. Elephants kill suspected poacher at South African National Park, officials say. Todd Pirro, my 6-week paternity leave adventure, between bottles and baby shark, watching love unfold. Derek Chauvin trial, pig's head left at former home of defense witness. Former Austin Sheriff's detective suspect in shooting that left 3 dead. Border crisis, Wolf says a lot of the problems has to do with politics. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, April 19th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. CIT, Best Moments from the 56th ACM Awards. List, 2021 ACM Award winners. The country music community is so supportive, co-host Mickey Guyton talks how 56th ACM Awards show is breaking barriers. Therapist Dr. Orna Guralnik on COVID-19 pandemic, people are capable of a lot more than they knew. NFL reporter Peter King calls out Carson Wentz, saying he was mind-boggled by QB's behavior and Eagles' exit. Minneapolis public schools to go to distance learning for Derek Chauvin verdict. Stimulus check latest, is a 4th relief payment coming? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Tottenham sack Jose Mourinho just 6 days before Carabao Cup final. Boris Johnson cancels trip to India amid surging coronavirus cases and alarm about new variant. Jane Austen Museum launches BLM-inspired interrogation of author's love for drinking tea. Lateral flow COVID tests are being given to millions of schoolchildren with the wrong instructions. NHS Trust pleads guilty to failing to provide safe care to baby. Jockey Lorna Brooke, 37, dies after horror fall at Taunton. European Super League, start date, format, Premier League and Champions League impact and more. Brits freed from COVID lockdown splurged $3 billion over the weekend. Macron is discussing opening France to vaccinated American and European travelers this summer. Demi Lovato upset with LA frozen yogurt shop the big chill for excess of diet-geared inventory. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The U.S. embarks on a huge climate reset. COVID-19 live updates. Half of U.S. adults have received at least 1 vaccine dose, CDC says. Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny moved to prison hospital amid concerns for his failing health. Approaching typhoon displaces 68,000 people in Philippines. California lawsuit against Chinese tech giant raises a thorny question: can the plaintiffs remain anonymous? Radical Islamist party frees 11 Pakistani police hostages. EU foreign ministers talk amid uproar over Ukraine, Navalny. Global shares mixed amid cautious outlook for global economy. Jailed Navalny to be moved to a hospital in another prison. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Economic optimism lifts markets, but some workers fear return to office, Business Live. How bad will California's fire season be? Experts on the threat, and what can be done. Jose Mourinho sacked as Tottenham Hotspur manager. Patrick Marleau's journey from Canadian farm boy to NHL's 1,768 game record breaker. Church of England clergy paid off to keep quiet about racism. Mike Mitchell, guitarist on the Kingsmen's Louie Louie, dies age 77. From Russian YouTube to spinning on the spot, Hollywood's tricks to playing drunk. UK government to unveil registration scheme to tackle foreign spies. Hear Me Out, Why Monster Trucks Isn't a Bad Movie. My Life in Weed, from hippies and SWAT teams to boardrooms and trade mags. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Super League clubs tell FIFA legal action already started. Unbearable conditions push Biden administration to close Houston Migrant Center. 3 dead, 3 seriously injured in Wisconsin bar shooting. Police, FedEx shooter legally bought guns used in shooting. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. India coronavirus, Delhi announces lockdown as COVID cases surge. Russia moves ailing Putin critic Navalny to prison hospital. Mars, NASA helicopter Ingenuity tested on Mars. Russia expels Czech diplomats over spying row. Spain dismantles workshop making 3D printed weapons. Egypt's second deadly rail accident in a month kills 11. France kidnapping, girl found with mother accused of ordering abduction. Australia-New Zealand bubble, emotional families reunite as quarantine-free travel begins. Super League, why are football's biggest clubs starting a new tournament? ABBA, why the UK gave the Swedish band 0 points at Eurovision. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Every state open for COVID-19 vaccines, J&J vaccine pause might be lifted this week, Fauci says, live COVID-19 updates. After a critical year for COVID and climate, Earth Day 2021 is Thursday. Here's what you should know. AP Top Stories April 19th. Derek Chauvin trial hive, jury to hear closing arguments, then be sequestered during verdict deliberations. Asian families worry about school return amid virus. Ex-sheriff's deputy wanted in fatal shooting of 3 near Austin, Texas, shopping center. We must show up no matter what, foreboding air as people gather in George Floyd Square ahead of Derek Chauvin trial closing arguments. Today in history for April 18th. Today in history for April 19th. Closing arguments set for Monday in Derek Chauvin's trial in the killing of George Floyd. Here's what you need to know. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Skydiver dies after parachute gets tangled in San Joaquin County. Deadly weekend continues as LA County Sheriff reports 2 homicides Sunday. LA County reports 466 new coronavirus cases, 3 deaths. Los Angeles wants future monuments and memorials to more accurately reflect its history. LA County Sheriff's detectives investigating 3 separate homicides. Is California suffering a decades-long mega drought? Column, no matter the verdict in the Chauvin trial, reforming policing won't be enough. LAUSD unequal reopening, nearly full classrooms on West Side, empty elsewhere. Hundreds gather in Hollywood for march and candlelight vigil against police brutality. Los Angeles County sees lowest COVID-19 daily test positivity rate since pandemic began. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, April 19th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Germany's Green Party selects Annalena Baerbock as candidate for chancellor. People engaged in professional religious activity cannot become president, parliamentary or city mayors, according to the new Azerbaijani law. In the Philippines, people are putting makeshift community pantries to help those affected by the lockdowns to get food, basic necessities. UK is the world's biggest producer of medical cannabis, but Brits cannot access it. Spanish police raid far-right 3D printed gun workshop. Russia to withdraw from International Space Station starting from 2025, Deputy PM confirms, as Moscow works on replacement. New Zealand uncomfortable with expanding Five Eyes remit, says Foreign Minister New Zealand. Sex workers get priority vaccine access in Vancouver. Australia opens travel bubble with New Zealand. Huawei was able to eavesdrop on Dutch mobile network KPN, report. Police killing hundreds in Rio de Janeiro despite court ban on favela raids. Global development. 5 rockets targeted an Iraqi airbase hosting U.S. soldiers Sunday, wounding 2 foreign contractors and 3 Iraqi soldiers, in the latest attack coinciding with tensions between Baghdad's allies Tehran and Washington. Germany to offer refuge to Afghans who helped military. 11 Russian politicians signed an open letter demanding an independent doctor be immediately allowed to see Navalny. The president of the Russian Federation, personally bear responsibility for the life of Navalny on the territory of the Russian Federation, including in prison facilities. Devastating fire in Cape Town, South Africa has destroyed library at top university in Africa, UT. The next headlines are from Forbes. Singapore's TIC joins with ESR to buy Blackstone's logistics assets in Australia for $2.9 billion. Newly launched UK trial will purposely reinfect participants with COVID to test whether people can catch it again. With powerful India's support, cricket moves closer to 2028 Los Angeles Games inclusion. What Dikembe Mutombo, the NBA, Kaiser Permanente are doing about COVID-19 vaccine inequities. Streaming video subscriber turn up 75% as audiences seek next hot show. Evolution of business and why every organization needs to embrace caring leadership. Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 9 review, another one bites the dust. Soundstripe makes noise creating affordable royalty-free music licenses for use in video productions. As laws catch up to the digital age, gaming influencers must pay close attention. BTS, Tnidil, Stray Kids, Astro and Hoshi, hits making moves on the World Songs chart. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Born Secret, the heavy burden of bomb physics. Adjuvanting a subunit COVID-19 vaccine to induce protective immunity. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,699,677,246 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Dog roof takes world on hot dogs. Hong Kong protest pick faceless exclusive. Henry Lloyd Hughes, Talissa Tyke Sarah join Lucy Hale in AMC, Alibi series Ragdoll. Cannes Festival to open with Marion Cotillard, Adam Driver star Ronette. Cher and the Loneliest Elephant Review, an unlikely celeb pairing drives poignant Earth Day documentary. The Young Team, acclaimed novel about Scotland gang culture, gets TV adaptation by Synchronicity Films exclusive. Hit BBC drama The Replacement set for Finnish adaptation with Elisa Viide exclusive. Sihabok opens the top of Korea box office despite simultaneous online launch. Gen Z ranks watching TV, movies as fifth among top 5 entertainment activities. Luke Bryan wins Entertainer of the Year at ACM Awards, says thank God for health after COVID recovery. PMRC invests in South by Southwest, marrying event platform with top entertainment brands. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Frequently asked questions, America's new promise on climate. Fast-moving fire on Table Mountain destroys South African landmarks, history. Europe's top soccer teams announce new Super League. Closing arguments in Derek Chauvin trial set to begin Monday. More than half of U.S. adults have gotten at least one COVID-19 vaccine dose. Consumer Safety Agency warns people with children to stop using the Peloton Tread Plus. Weekend shootings in Texas and Wisconsin add to tally of U.S. gun deaths. Indianapolis shooting suspect obtained guns legally, police say. U.S., China agreed to cooperate on climate crisis with urgency. The incredible shrinking and growing brains of Indian jumping ants. The following headlines are from the week. Oregon town on Idaho border experiencing fairly predictable marijuana sales boom. The world at Google, Facebook, and Twitter built. Donald Trump's most dangerous political legacy. America's untenable happiness imperative. 6 book recommendations from Morgan Jerkins. Watch NASA attempt history with test flight of remote control Mars helicopter Ingenuity. John Oliver explains personal bankruptcy, how credit card lobbyists and lawyers make it much worse. White House reassigns Betsy Weatherhead, climate change report coordinator under Trump. Austin police, Fed searching for ex-sheriff's deputy accused of killing 3 in Sunday's second mass shooting. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Roman Space Telescope will also find rogue black holes. How does water go from interstellar clouds to habitable worlds? Fermilab's muon G2 experiment finally gives particle physicists a hint of what lies beyond the standard model. SpaceX has given up trying to catch rocket fairings, fishing them out of the ocean is fine. When stars get too close to each other, they cast out interstellar comets and asteroids. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, April 19th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. How to watch the Mars helicopter's first flight. For the second time, Northrop Grumman catches a satellite in Earth orbit. Listen to a spider web. A case against killing spiders. Moon and Gemini stars on April 18th and 19th. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. European Commission President demands treatment for Navalny. Siena poll, a record number of New Yorkers view Cuomo unfavorably. California GOP sees a path to salvation, Gavin Newsom. Republicans lean into uphill battle against 2 little-known Biden nominees. William Barr, Amy Coney Barrett land book deals. Biden won't bring on board controversial Russia expert. Class warfare, Biden prepares tax hikes on high-income Americans. Cuomo accuser criticizes Yang's reaction to misogynistic question. Maxine Waters, Jim Jordan was mistreating Dr. Fauci, panel. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Jose Mourinho sacked as Tottenham manager ahead of cup final. Brushed aside, bushland concerns re-emerge on contentious site. Farming, manufacturing, energy, Morrison names sectors where net zero battle will be won. Anzac aims to defy the trend of reluctant MCG fans. Researchers develop bouncer drug to keep viruses out of cells. Man treated on the beach after suspected reef shark bite at Dampier. Mitchell faces treble jeopardy in desperate judiciary bid. Club doctors to face more scrutiny as NRL says no to independent Kaya calls. 20 years of rubbish, Carlton stand for nothing, says Mackler. Queensland needs Commonwealth guarantees to help secure Olympics. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Synlab targets $6 billion market capitalization in Frankfurt IPO as COVID-19 testing booms. Europe markets, stock struggle for direction and bond rally continues with coronavirus situation worsening. Auto Trader, the 2021 Acura NSX, a supercar for everyday thrills. NerdWallet, a time for reckoning, remote work, travel, and the reality of home. NerdWallet, how to deduct Medicare costs on your income taxes. Auto Trader, demand for subs is leaving sedans in the dust, F sales grew fastest. Next Avenue, how to take control of your medical records. Racism is a public health issue, COVID-related restrictions impact some Americans more than others. Fauci warns of COVID-19 spread in youth sports, and parents call for better enforcement of virus protocols. It's time to go big, Elizabeth Warren makes aggressive push for student debt cancellation. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Untitled filed 184 patents in 2020 despite lockdown, business line. Sorbitol market size worth $2.44 billion by 2028 CAGR, 6.5%, Grandview Research, Incorporated, PR Newswire. ITC ban sparks $1.8 billion trade secret deal, Department of Justice IEEE policy moves spook step owners, Brazil IP law suspension, F patent analysis, China crypto IP battle, and much more. The next headlines are from Quartz. India is already a major IT supplier for the US, can it be more? The FedEx mass shooting has reopened old wounds for America's Sikh community. Delhi lockdown, European Super League, spider jabs. India's COVID-19 crisis is so dire that small businesses are self-imposing lockdowns. India's COVID-19 crisis has gone from bad to catastrophic in just a fortnight. It's time to revisit the job descriptions of managers. Indians are paying the price for the Modi government's inaction over oxygen shortage. Lifting a cap on refugees would give the U.S. economy a much-needed boost. Is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ready for Fela Kuti? How to support local small businesses during pandemic reopening. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at Tech Dirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Derek Chauvin. Friday Night Funkin'. Carly Pearce. Kenny Chesney. Lionel Richie. Blake Shelton. Eric Church. Mayor of Easttown. Kevin Durant. Travis Barker. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. China says it has no plans to oust US dollar with digital yuan. Will teachers call cops on anti-Semitic kids? Swedish government accused of gaslighting over proposed Holocaust denial ban. Tottenham ex-boss Jose Mourinho just hours after being savaged for joining European Super League after dire Premier League season. On human rights, US and Japan have debts to China and the people of the world, says Beijing. 5 injured in Shreveport shooting, 2 critically, in fifth such incident in US at the weekend. Riot and clashes with police break out in Java, Israel after angry locals attacked rabbi on city street, videos. Pig's head at front porch and bloodied hand statue, vandals target Derek Chauvin defense witness old house in California. Utah ABC affiliate doxes paramedic and sends crew to his house, after hack reveals he donated $10 to a Kyle Rittenhouse defense fund. Michigan Governor Whitmer, who sought grace when aid vacation in Florida, blames returning snowbirds for COVID-19 case surge. Free Lelouch, Russian guy becomes pop idol and hostage of Chinese talent show, despite never asking for such fame. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Porsche's electric Taycan sales nearly surpasses iconic 911 model. Stunning divergence, latest bank data reveals something is terminally broken in the financial system. The $2.30 quadrillion global time bomb. Russia and Belarus say suspect assassination and coup attempt against Lukashenko thwarted. Minnesota National Guard, police team targeted in drive-by shooting hours after Maxine Waters incites BLM protesters. Western Europe is now the world's largest investor in batteries. Spanish police raided 3D gun factory and found cache of weapons and bomb-making material. Balance of power in the Black Sea, will the Montreal Convention prevail? Escobar, so who wants a hot war? Where COVID cases are growing the fastest. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Britain's Johnson cancels India trip amid record COVID spike. Fun Ramadan activities to do with your kids. Jose Mourinho sacked as Tottenham Hotspur manager. Pakistan, TLP protesters free abducted policemen after violence. Iran says open to talks with Saudi Arabia after media reports. Amid violence, Ethiopia declares state of emergency in Amhara. ISIL-linked group in Egypt claims execution of Copt-2 tribesmen. How the siege of Sarajevo changed war reporting. Is a double mutant COVID variant behind India's record surge? India COVID surge drives oil prices down on falling demand fears. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Kevin McCarthy presses Nancy Pelosi to take action against Maxine Waters for inciting violence in Minnesota. Chomsky, GOP dedicated with passion to ensuring that the survival of organized human society will be impossible. LeBron James, Lakers will not visit Biden during D.C. trip. Marjorie Taylor Greene proposes expelling Maxine Waters from Congress. NBA braces teens for fallout from Derek Chauvin trial. Rap Wenstrup asks FBI why it did not classify Scala shooting as domestic violent extremism. Pew, 20% more Americans call illegal immigration very big problem under Joe Biden. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez backs court packing, says court should not overrule legislature. Senator Roger Marshall, Democrats need liberal Supreme Court to pass unconstitutional bills. NYCM's union boss, anarchists targeting crews in day-to-day assault. The next headlines are from UPI News. Philippine Coast Guard seizes 200 tons of giant fossilized clamshells. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. The smallest airports from around the world. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Doctors thought he would never walk or talk. Watch his reaction to getting accepted to college. The Year Earth Changed, uplifting wildlife documentary with David Attenborough. Hair American League Division Series Earth Day Watch. Daimler Trucks is now accepting orders for all-electric freight trucks, having tested them on America's highways. Edible food wrap developed from algae and cinnamon compound may be the food packaging solution we need. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, April 19th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. New research provides insight into the tactics women use when competitively flirting against other women. The fight to save India's most elusive cat. Couple, man has tossed used cups in their yard for 3 years. What is it about ripped jeans that divides fashionistas and politicians alike? After buying an entire abandoned ghost town in California, a man is stuck out there due to a snowstorm and the coronavirus. See how much Jeff Bezos made since you loaded the page. College Station man's kidnapping prank ends in his arrest. The man allegedly wrote, "I need help, I got kidnapped" on a receipt at a local restaurant. The restaurant staff called police. A bobcat attacked my wife. Security camera captures wild encounter in North Carolina. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. The latest Tesla crash is another tragic reminder that cars cannot drive themselves. What Waymo's new leadership means for its self-driving cars. I used to be great at my job, then I founded a startup. The PS5 is the fastest-selling console in US history, so why cannot I get one? Toyota to electrify 70 vehicles by 2025, including an exciting new truck. China's record fine against Alibaba spells the end of big technicians' romance with the state. What we can learn from sequencing 1 million human genomes with big data. Boston Dynamics' latest robot doesn't do backflips, and that's a smart move. Stream spin classes, Hittite training, and more with this fitness service on sale today. Here's why we should never trust AI to identify our emotions. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, April 19th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah State football player arrested for alleged sexual assault. Businessman M. Walker Wallace, who shaped Utah sports and culture, dies. You get more time to submit a nomination for Utah's top workplaces. With congested schedule, NBA teams like Utah start to worry more about injuries. Maureen Dowd, Biden ditches the Generals, finally. The Bayou men's volleyball team was riding a high when the season got cancelled last year. Now, the Cougars are happy to be hosting the MPSF tournament. Navajo Nation has no COVID-related deaths for 7th day in a row. Hospitalizations down again, and no new COVID-19 deaths reported in Utah. Ezra Klein, another way of thinking about cancel culture. Police say man who fired shots at SWAT team also wound up hitting neighboring houses. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. NASA begins first attempt of Ingenuity helicopter's flight on Mars. NVIDIA's CEO predicts a metaverse will transform our world. Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies plummet this weekend. Edward Snowden's NFT self-portrait sells for $5.4 million in charity auction. What happened after elite universities made standardized test scores optional? Proposing an alternative to renting or owning a house, publicly owned housing. How a true crime podcast led to an arrest in a 25-year-old cold case. Founder of Adobe dies at age 81. No one was driving the car, 2 dead after fiery Tesla crash. Debian votes to issue no statement on Stallman's return to the FSF board. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Vandals leave pig's head, smear blood on former home of Derek Chauvin defense witness. First Lady Jill Biden visits community college in Dixon, Illinois today. Ladue ATM heavily damaged after attempted theft Monday morning. Lawmakers vow to pass measure to keep Missourians from having to pay back overpaid pandemic unemployment funds. Local Sikh community hosts vigil for victims of FedEx mass shooting. European soccer split as 12 clubs launch breakaway Super League. An impending cold front could bring freezing temperatures and snow, yes, snow, to the metro area. 26-year-old woman dies in crash on Gasconade County Highway. 72-year-old reported missing in rural Illinois. NASA's Mars helicopter is set to take a history-making flight Monday. Here's how to watch it. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Luke Bryan wins top ACM award, but female acts own the night. Texas dog receives award after saving his owner's life. Elma Wahlberg, mother of Mark, Donnie Wahlberg, dies at 78. More than 2.7 million COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in San Diego. Half of U.S. adults have received at least one COVID-19 shot. Marine tanks back in water after deadly accident last year. Hosmer delivers late for Padres in 5-2 win over Dodgers. Caitlyn Jenner to decide soon whether she's running for California governor. San Isidro shoe store held up by armed woman. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Factbox: who are the Skripal poisoning suspects allegedly behind deadly Czech blast? If you invested $1,000 in Sundial Grower stock 1 year ago, here's how much you'd have now. Benzinga. Nats Strasburg to IL with shoulder inflammation. Man arrested for installing hidden camera in locker room. A Czech explosion, Russian agents, a Bulgarian arms dealer, the recipe for a major spy scandal in Central Europe. Top 15 UK-based movies to watch on Netflix. Men wanted by Czech police match Skripal suspects. U.S. to Israel, Iran attacks interfering with nuclear deal efforts. Curious about who is stalking you on Facebook? Here's how to find who all visited your profile. India's cyber agency flags WhatsApp risks, recommends updates. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Air Force awards mysterious contract to Lockheed Martin for high-altitude platforms. Russian fighter jet again intercept U.S. Air Force RC-135 spy plane. Russia deploys A-50 airborne early warning aircraft on western border. Russia denies aggressive intentions that Ukraine fears. First rendering of buy systems OMFV emerges in social media. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China's gay emperor known for his cut sleeve. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, April 19, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Oakland teen signs pro boxing contract with Mayweather Promotions. Man killed in head-on collision by apparent drunk driver in Petaluma. Bay Area Sikh community mourns for victims in Indianapolis FedEx shooting. SF's Golden Gate Park to be fenced off in anticipation of 4/20 day. East Bay agencies address hate crimes against AAPI community. 2 arrested for attempted murder of a police officer in Sunnyvale. Hester Ford, oldest living American, dies at 115. NASA's Mars helicopter set to take a history-making flight Monday. How to watch. Half of U.S. adults have received at least one COVID-19 shot. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Russian State Penitentiary Service says hunger-striking Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny is to be hospitalized. Australia-New Zealand travel bubble opens with joy, tears too. LA Galaxy rallies to beat Inter Miami 3-2 in season opener. Volunteers clear a path for wildlife at Prospect Heights, Lao. Elma Wahlberg, mom to Donnie and Mark, dies at 78. Elgin mourns Chris Mao, fun-loving owner of Doctor Who-themed Blue Box Cafe. State eclipses 8 million mark for COVID-19 vaccination shots. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclones Yuragi 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Libya, Tunisia. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, April 19th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Chilly start to Monday with more sun. Caught on camera, plant thief targets Shady Acres. American Idol, here are the top 9. Man shot to death during robbery outside W Houston apartment complex. Wrong way crash injures 2 in Northeast Houston. Tomball ISD teacher arrested for allegations of inappropriate behavior with student. Migrant holding facility volunteers death not related to closure, federal officials say. Resident protest police reform outside Houston Police Department. Austin police ID suspect in Austin shooting that left 3 dead. Celebrate Earth Day with David Zippy Black Bean Dip. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Residents evacuated as mountain fire spreads in K-Town. Japan asks Myanmar junta to release arrested journalist. Will Japanese Olympians be vaccinated ahead of the public? UK's Johnson cancels India trip as its virus cases surge. Video, Louisville officer punches protester during arrest. Australia reverses decision to withhold medals from veterans. The latest, EU to purchase 100 million more vaccine doses. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, Fearfest survivors win some money back. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Seahorse spotted in the Hudson River, marking yet another hopeful sign of spring. Some unemployed New Yorkers will have to pay back money to the state after they were overpaid. Man accused of throwing Molotov cocktail, bleach at NYPD will face federal charges. An eerie landscape of ashes and ladybugs beckons in the East Village. Public defender explains how to get your marijuana record expunged. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Myanmar crisis, stand with the people and protect them, urges UN rights expert. Green transformation will rival industrial revolution, U.S. climate envoy. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. New migrant facilities crop up to ease crowding, again. Did scientists create music from spider webs? Are 3 asteroids bigger than football fields to zoom past Earth? Sheriff, 3 dead, 2 wounded in shooting at Wisconsin tavern. Did World War II plane found in jungle still have coffee in thermoses? Does this image show an animal cell? Did NASA discover a new planet? Did the abandoned Bennett College become a mega mansion? Some January 6 defendants try to use journalism as riot defense. Half of U.S. adults now have received at least one COVID shot. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The Gucci Gulch returns and lobbyists are going wild. Scouted gift pick, our absolute favorite pie dish. Maitland Ward on bursting the barrier between porn and Hollywood. ICE deported me for appearing in a film. The best kinds of clues are the ones that make us smile. Silicon Valley's favorite fixer aims to stop the rising left. Man who predicted the worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl sees another coming. MyPillow CEO recruits First Amendment heavy hitters to fight the Dominion. Did Bigfoot murder 3 people in the woods of California? Josh Hawley pretending to be Teddy Roosevelt is stupid and sad. The next headlines are from the New York Post. NASA's Ingenuity will make its first attempted flight over Mars' surface. More New Yorkers believe Governor Cuomo committed sexual harassment, poll. 22-year-old man gunned down inside SUV on Queen Street. Wildfire causes evacuation of University of Cape Town students. Suspected poacher trampled to death by elephants in South Africa. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. NASA readies its $80 million Mars helicopter for maiden flight. Louisiana residents gear up for highly active hurricane season. Countries worldwide struggling to contain coronavirus. How climate change negatively impacts harp seals off Canada's Atlantic coast. Climate change becomes the harp seal's newest threat. COVID cases surge as Johnson & Johnson vaccine paused. Half of U.S. adults have received at least one COVID vaccination. Vaccines drive optimism about containing COVID-19 pandemic, CBS News poll. Can vaccine hesitancy be reduced by a president's encouragement? COVID-19 death toll tops 3 million worldwide. The following headlines are from AlienUFOsightings.com. What is Sherp the Ark? Check out this extreme ATV. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Key moments of Derek Chauvin's trial, as closing arguments set for Monday. Queens Assemblywoman Catalina Cruz nominated for Emily's List Rising Star Award. Siena poll, New Yorkers have mixed feelings about scandal-scarred Cuomo. Maya Wiley's involvement in de Blasio donor vetting more extensive than previously thought, records. Skydiver dies after parachutes become entangled in California. DC pastor obtained fraudulent pandemic PPP loan, bought a Tesla, feds. Hester Ford, oldest person in U.S., dies age 115. Suspected rhino poacher trampled to death by breeding elephants while running away from cops. Girl, 7, fatally shot inside vehicle at West Side McDonald's drive-thru. Big Six Premier League teams join new European Super League. The following headlines are from military.com. Divers back in Gulf, search resumes for capsized boat's crew. Military officials, fighting rages in 2 Yemeni provinces. Black soldier mistreatment common even before Virginia case. AAVs given okay by Marines to go back into the water after deadly accident last summer. Hawaii Army trailblazer retires. Mass, lawmaker, soldiers' home needs funding. Lawmakers rush to introduce relief bills as military toxic exposures come to light. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Hundreds of CPS students and staff are in quarantine, but as high school gets set to reopen, COVID-19 cases remain isolated in the district so far. A century ago, a New Deal program left a lasting mark on Illinois and the country. Now, a civilian climate corps could tackle joblessness and global warming. How the pandemic produced a surprising silver lining in the fight against homelessness. Democrats may use population estimates for redistricting, raising questions about fairness of maps. A guide to political redistricting in Illinois. West Pullman man accused of chasing down, fatally shooting man nearly a dozen times. Suspect apprehended in Kenosha County bar shooting that killed 3, injured 3, police say. Chicago Teachers Union approves deal to reopen high schools Monday. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot calls Twitter rumors homophobic, racist and misogynistic, indicates she is not resigning. The following headlines are from phys.org. Scientists crack the Brazil nut puzzle. How do the largest nuts rise to the top? Volcanic pollution return linked to jump in respiratory disease cases. Rangers battle human encroachment in Sudan's biggest park. NASA aims for historic helicopter flight on Mars. Common plants and pollinators act as anchors for ecosystems. Online farmers markets valuable when crisis events like COVID occur. Hubble watches cosmic light bend. Parker Solar Probe sees Venus orbital dust ring in first complete view. NASA's Mars copter flight could happen as soon as Monday. U.S. West prepares for possible first water shortage declaration. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, April 19th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Delegate, progress in Iran nuclear talks but end far away. Tottenham fires manager Jose Mourinho after 17 months. Humor, sarcasm, anger, reaction to Super League proposals. Protesters detained at Raleigh police brutality march. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Bridge, April 19, 2021. Horoscopes April 19, 2021, Kate Hudson, consider your options. Word Game, April 19, 2021. Ask Amy, every time our son relapses, his wife demands money from us. Tesla with no one driving crashes in Texas, killing 2. Harriet Cole, my beautiful daughter is dating someone who doesn't meet my criteria. Miss Manners, the rule about bread at dinner has agitated our family. Jill on money, will infrastructure spending supersize growth under the American Jobs Plan? Dear Abby, my son said my hairstyle was inappropriate, and I'm hurt. Man fatally shot in East Oakland. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Russian State Penitentiary Service says hunger-striking Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny is to be hospi. 5 Tennessee sites added to Historic Places Register. The next headlines are from The Intercept. As Biden continues Trump's war on asylum, danger mounts in the deadly Sonoran Desert. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, April 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Under 30 and sexually active, it's a good idea to get tested for chlamydia and gonorrhea. Gender-affirming hormone therapy may increase risk of high blood pressure. Selective RNA degradation via autophagy, a novel role for autophagy in gene regulation. Video conference is more exhausting when participants don't feel group belonging. As plant-animal diversity wanes, is microbial life changing too? A perilously profound ignorance. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Position preview, will Bears dare draft another green QB? Man reported missing from Gilwood. Driver crashes into 2 police vehicles in East Garfield Park. Passenger fires shots at CTA bus driver in South Chicago. 1 killed, 1 hurt in Austin shooting, police. Man dies in Lawndale shooting. Horoscope for Monday, April 19, 2021. Braves flip script on Cubs with homer-filled blowout. It always makes you feel good if you do a good deed. You learned that in Boy Scouts. Cubs relying on experience to overcome slow start. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Why Michigan's cannabis clean slate law doesn't go far enough. Being cancelled is its own reward. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, April 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Who do Houston Texan fans blame for this mess? This week in Houston food events, free kids meals and National Picnic Day. HGO presents Marion song virtually in spoken word and song. Bonzilla picks a particularly brilliant 4/20 song. The next headlines are about world records making news. Thai COVID-19 infection sees after days of record highs, U.S. News and World Report. AMD EPYC 7763 CPUs breaks Cinebench world record, crushes Intel Xeon in performance, Guru3D.com. Indian armament Velu PI's world record running Kashmir, Kanyakumari in 50 days, The Bridge. Aussie bloke Ryan Pomeroy breaks dog walking world record, boss hunting. Many congratulate Mirabai on her world record feat, April 19, 21, epow.net. How a Domini teenager broke the half-pipe world record in Switzerland, The Riot Act. Injured Hull KR star Ben Crooks more concerned about scam than world record, Yorkshire Post. Craft Irish Whiskey Company sets record for world's most expensive whiskey collection, the Whiskey Wash. Check out this amazing world record animated drone display, TV over mind. Oni Tapia and world champions claim double gold in Chisalo, International Paralympic Committee. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. UK launches digital currency task force to explore the future of money. Domino's has a new pizza delivery robot that lets you track your order while it drives it over. Crypto market plummets following week of Coinbase fueled hype. 2 dead after a Tesla believed to be driverless crashes into a tree. Adobe co-founder and inventor of PDFs Charles Geschke dies at age 81. U.S. federal investigators are reportedly looking into Kotakov security breach, undetected for months. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was N'Djamena in Chad at 112.28 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.6 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 90.4 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 68 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. This electric fastback is the next Audi A6 e-tron, due in late 2022. The humble shrub that's predicting a terrible fire season. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Macron urges law change after Jewish woman's killer avoids trial. India locks down capital to battle virus as US hits vaccine milestone. Fox News slate of commercials targeting fat, bald, impotent men gets the John Oliver treatment. John Oliver gives viewers 7 minutes of fun news after another week of police brutality, then asks folks to protest. Republicans are still fighting against a panel to investigate January 6. Dems are crafting contingency plans. 60 Minutes interview reveals Oath Keepers militia are being trained by police. Trump says he fully supports Biden's latest policy. Austin gunman was a police detective accused of child sexual assault ahead of shooting-themed domestic incident. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't know what Anglo-Saxons are, she's confusing them with Normans. Florida Republican goes down in flames debating CNN's Acosta on weapons of war on American streets. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Remember the Tea Party? It's still raising millions in dark money. How a feud between two Tea Party leaders helped lay the groundwork for the Capitol insurrection. Half of adults in the U.S. have now gotten at least one vaccine dose. Fauci says he expects J&J pod to end soon. During wave of mass shootings, Texas moves to eliminate handgun permits. Here's what a civilian climate core might look like. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Neil deGrasse Tyson thinks science can reign supreme again, The New York Times. NASA aims for historic helicopter flight on Mars, France 24. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. New study sheds light on complex brain process that helps learn and form new memories, newsmedical.net. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, April 19, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFO images are real, Pentagon confirms. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, April 19, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on in, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.